Yo, 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 yo. YouTube world, everybody out there. I'm Gabriel Flores, also known as Maybe Lee. Today, I am performing another episode. Today's one step closer to the finale. And I want to make a correction about the finale. I've been giving you guys information about it. I've been saying it's two episodes long. It's actually going to be 3 episodes long, and the finale is like the mountain in my life, and features a famous producer. There's a climax leading up to it, and the climax is like the culmination of all my secrets to this life. And so we're not too far out from the from the start of the climax, which is basically, for me, what I consider the most exciting part of the TV show. And so, if you guys haven't already done so, go back to my videos, get caught up on the topics we've already talked about, and stick around for the finale. It's just right around the corner. A little bit about the show is here is an opportunity for me to put together 2 topics. One topic is about me, about information I know, and the other topic is just any topic that I choose. The morning that I air, I compile all of my talking points, everything that I'm going to talk about, and if I need to, I'll do research. And then following that, at 3:30, I start to review everything I already went over the morning in the morning. And then at 4 o'clock, I start airing for 17 minutes, and that's basically it. Those are basically the main things that I aim for, and all that. So today, I want to give an update. Trump's wall, President Trump's wall. As you guys know, as of right now, he's still building the wall. The wall is going to expand the entire expanse of the border between the United States and Mexico. He had some contractors compete for the final design. I saw the different walls that these contractors put up, but he hasn't decided what wall he's going to select yet. And so there is movement on that front. But if you guys have been following the news, there was about 4,000 people, immigrants, coming from Central America up here to the Mexican border to try to seek asylum in the United States. So that's a big recent development in regards to the wall. I think it's relevant to it. And I heard that last time I checked, only a few hundred had made it. These cats were walking all the way from Central America to the United States border. So that's that's a really far distance, and a lot of them dropped out. A lot of them couldn't make it, but a few hundred were able to make it, and they're going to be arriving at the border soon, or they already arrived at the border, and Trump sent troops to the border to intercept them, and then I think they're going to be able to be seen for possibly being able to come into the United States for asylum. And so, check the news up on that, guys. See what happens with that, and we'll see what happens with the wall too, because for some reason they're going to be linked. I don't know how, but those two, that's going to be important information for the wall. But, there really hasn't been a lot of information regarding this wall as far as, a specific timeline. We don't see a timeline from President Trump. We don't even, he hasn't said anything about that. And, I haven't heard anything about a budget. How much is it going to cost? Which are two important things. And what is he looking for from the contractor? Basically, what are his goals in regards to this wall, and stuff like that. So they haven't broke ground on this wall yet, and President Trump has been in office for like 1.52 years, 1.5 or 2 years or something like that. So it's we're getting up there as far as, if you look back with President Obama, he kind of set the gold standard for presidential campaign promises. He had a timeline. He said within 100 days, I'm going to have this achieved. I'm going to have this achieved, this, and this achieved. And a lot of his campaign promises he did accomplish within that timeline. And so he kind of set the gold standard. Trump is, he's a different person, but for president, I think those are just kind of like qualities that you're going to want to see for when it comes to accomplishing goals and stuff like that. You kind of want to be out there in front of these things. You want to have the curve. You want to be ahead of the curve as far as timelines, and for re-election, you want to fulfill these promises. If you want to get reelected, obviously he has to work to get reelected and stuff like that. It's not a shoe-in type thing. Or maybe he doesn't want to get elected, so maybe that's why he's just dragging his feet on this wall. But he is doing the wall, because we see the prototypes out there of the wall and stuff like that. And we hear him talking about wall this, wall that. So we know the wall's still going forward. And that's just I wanted to give an update on Trump's wall. My update is based on information gathered over time from social media, the news, and the radio. So, it's a lot of sources that I get my information from, and reliable sources and stuff like that. And so it makes you wonder what his press secretary is for exactly. Her name is Sarah Huckabee Sanders. According to an article found on the webpage www.newyorker.com from the website The New Yorker, the article is entitled Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Trump's Battering Ram, written by Paige Williams on September 24th, 2018. A quote from the article is Sanders, or quote unquote, Sanders' background is in Republican campaign management, quote unquote. So again, a quote from the article, quote unquote, Sanders' background is in Republican campaign management, quote unquote. The article goes on to state that she's worked for all of her dad's campaigns. Her dad is Mike Huckabee. He's a politician and a preacher. And she basically grew up doing it. And, the article also says that President Trump was really impressed by her. And that's how she ended up behind that podium as his press secretary, because she impressed him when he would watch her on the television discuss important topics and argue and debate. He was impressed by everything that he saw coming from her, ultimately leading to him hiring her. And also, she's really good at interpreting the technical aspects of the job and stuff like that, and being able to basically understand and interpret technical things regarding politics and campaigns and stuff like that. Because, like I said, according to the article, she grew up doing it. Um, so, I tend to believe this article, how it says she's his battering ram, because the political landscape is very aggressive these days and stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense for him to have somebody like that, that's gonna go out there and fight for him, because you're gonna get eaten up these days in politics. It's getting more and more feudal out there for these cats, and so that may be part of the reason why you don't see a lot of information coming from her regarding the wall, because her time's focused on keeping the attack dogs off of President Trump. And so it's probably safe to say that. It's probably a safe assumption. It's kind of cool to see somebody stick around in his campaign for longer than a few months. And it seems like she's been there for a good length of time. So I'm glad to see that, some stability over there and stuff. And it seems like she's a pretty smart lady and everything. And I watched her dad before, Mike Huckabee, when he ran for president against President Obama, but he lost to McCain. And it also goes over that in the article too, about how he lost to McCain and stuff like that. And he's smart. He's a way smart individual. He was a governor before he ran for president. He was a governor, and she worked on that campaign. And so, she has a lot of experience, according to this article. She has a lot of experience in campaigns. So, she seems like she's an operational type of person. So it almost seems, based on that, I see her giving information about this wall that's going, because the wall is a current operation that's happening. And when you work on campaigns, that's an operational type of job. It's not where you're in office and you're doing day-to-day stuff. You're going from state to state, executing campaign rallies, taking polls. You're measuring the excitement from the populace in this state. Okay, let's do this, and this based off of this. And every day is a little bit different because you're in a new area, new sector, new state, as you're proceeding on with this campaign and stuff like that. So I actually am kind of surprised that I don't see her discussing the wall a little bit more, because for me it seems like it's right down her alley. Because it's something, and also an aspect you want to look at too is it's kind of at a standstill. So it's not moving as fast as it should. It's kind of stagnant. So even though it is supposed to be an operational type of thing, it's kind of at a standstill. So that could also be a reason why she's not weighing in as much on this operational thing. But you know what? I have a feeling as the ball gets rolling, you're going to see her talking about it more, because this operation is in full swing. She comes from an operational background. Her background is in Republican campaign management. And so, she could be another thing with management. I don't know too much about campaigns, but I'm just basing it off of her title. Part of her management background could be managing information about the wall, keeping it out of the spotlight for now. And so she's kind of just holding it back and doing her best not to let information come from her regarding it. So that could be a part of her managing the wall as well, because as a Republican campaign management, you're not necessary. She's managing things, so she's balancing them, she's weighing them, she's blocking stuff off, making sure only a little bit gets out this way. So if you look at her job that way, rather than, well, a campaign is about being operational, but she's in management, that could be another factor into the equation. That she's probably managing information about the wall, and holding it back. She put up a wall in front of the wall for now, or something, or maybe until tomorrow or later today or something, and then she starts talking about it, or Trump starts getting it to go faster, and so she gets in on providing that information. Boom, 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 boom. But we know the press secretary's job is to give out official information, so the most reliable information regarding the wall is going to come from her. So I wish, although the sources that I have are reliable, and they're going to be basically solid pieces of information, the most accurate information about something like this is going to come from the press secretary, because she's right next to the president. She's going to know almost immediately when he gives the green light on the first speck of dirt to be dug up for the wall. She's going to know that before anybody else. And so, that's just something to think about. I hope you guys got some information from today. I'm just messing around up here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll talk to you later. See you later.